Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. What you see in front of me, yes, is another unboxing, another mobile phone. It's the Nubia Z80 Ultra. I pre-ordered this. You get £20 off early bird, and you get free travel charger. I've been looking. I'm not sure how much volts is this, so I got plenty to use as a backup. And you get a free case here, pretty good. I'll unbox that in a sec. But this is the main one. So this cost me 500. It was 579 plus £20 off. £559 is the entry level. So you probably guess what color that is if you are familiar. I'm actually a pretty big fan of Nubia stuff. So I always like their unique designs. I even had the Red Magic 8. Then I realized, as good as that Red Magic is, I don't play games. It kind of wastes power. Where I actually just end up getting a Nubia, where same chipset is powerful enough to play games if you are playing games. But I just like the design and the camera. I said this many times. This is kind of like the OnePlus-ish. There are some criticism, valid criticism about the Nubia. Is their upgrades are not the best. I read an article, but I can't remember the life. I think I just read it somewhere that they're offering 3 major upgrades. All considering that's pretty decent, they usually just do 1 or 2. So, hey, it's getting better. Again, the criticism are fair. If you're like me and many other enthusiasts out there who change phones every year or even every 6 months, or me stupid enough almost every couple of months, this phone's amazing. You know, it's got all the hardware, software, it looks good, camera, it does everything you need. But for somebody who wants to keep this for at least 3 to 5 years, maybe not, because the updates will only 3 years at most. So Nubia definitely needs to improve on that, and they are a bit slow, not the best. Hoping maybe 4 years next year, then 5 years, at least minimum 5 years. So the criticism are valid. It's the black one, probably guessed that by now. So inside the box. But like I said, for people like myself who are enthusiastic about tech and mobile phones and change your phone pretty often, it's a really good phone. For those who, like I say, want to keep between at least 3 to 5 years, maybe not. Okay, SIM tool there. You got the cable, red. So it's C to C. That's good. C to C. There's no power brick, hence why you got the free power brick. You got an extra case. This is the see-through one. Cool. I'll keep that. All right then. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like this new style where they put everything in a thick one. I like it used to be more thin, and then you know what I'm talking about, right? So everything's kind of that. I'm gonna put that aside. Oh, leave that up there. Put that aside. Oops, I fell on the floor. So this is a black one. I actually wanted to get a white one, but I've been like I said, if you follow me, been to China, Chongqing, purchased quite a lot of stuff, and black one is still good. You can't go wrong with black. And I just got the entry level, which is this one's a 12 gig, 256 model. Yeah, it's a 6.85 inch screen. I think they kept that for the last couple of generations. It's got a latest Snapdragon. I think this is one of the first few phones who start using as a 35mm camera as default, and then slowly everybody kind of copied it. And like I said, I always like design. One thing I always caught my attention by Nubia, even Red Magic, was the square design. But I know I'm kind of going back to my words, but I actually quite like this curved little design as well. You know, it kind of reminds me that little bit. If you remember, the Samsung S24 Ultra had that little slight curve. It actually feels very good. Here's the camera and a bump. You can see they kind of rounded it off a little bit. It feels a lot thinner than before. So it's 80 watts charge, international. Chinese one's actually 90 watts. So 80 watts wireless charging. I think this is actually the first wireless charge one. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the first one. It's actually pretty good. Okay, you got USB-C there, volume, SIM tray. On this side, just I think this is the alert slider. Power, volume rocker, IR blaster, and speakers on the front and back. And that's about it. If I remember correctly, this is a 3.5, 3.1 USB-C, and it should do video out, but I need to check that. And it's got that nice smooth, but it doesn't have, it's not glossy. You can see it doesn't do any fingerprints. It does kind of, you can see the little kind of sweat, but it dries up pretty fast. Now this one you might have to clean a bit more. Well, this is steel glass, you can see already. And that's not bad. You can see my fingers started drying up. Yeah, pretty cool. And I like the red accent. They kept a lot of things. They kept the design language, but also made it different enough to warrant a change. I probably am the big critic of the Vivo. If you watch my videos, you know that I didn't get the Vivo X300 Pro this year because when I was in China, it just looked and feel, and they were, especially when I got a Vivo X200 Pro and the Ultra, just didn't offer any much different. This one, the design was enough to make me buy it. Price was decent, £559 for a global version as well. If it's true, 3 years upgrade, more than enough for me personally. So yeah, so this is it. Camera. So what let's bring out, say, the evolution of the Nubia Ultra series. Okay, so this is the 6. I still got a 6. And I got the 7. This one's actually the 7S Ultra. If you follow my videos, you know that I had the 7 Ultra, the Van Gogh one, but I actually sold it. Sold it to a friend of mine. Then I ended up getting the S Ultra. So you see the evolution. Kept the very same design language. If you think about that, the main camera on the new 80 is a lot smaller than, say, the 6 here, for example. Okay, and then you got the 7S, just a bit more protruding out there. You see the same similar design language where this one had it there, they moved it up, they moved this, they made it smaller. Now you had, it's now, I don't know, I think it's actually really nice. I actually quite like this matte feel. So that is the lineup, or what it looks like. You know what, even the 6 still holds up really good today. This has that kind of like nice camera feel to it. I mean, it comes down to design. If I had to say, I actually think the 7S is actually okay. I like 7S from down here onwards. If they move this here to that with this back, I think that'd be perfect. But not to knock 6. 6 kind of started it all. That's where I think I got I think was that my first Nubia. Yeah, I had the Nubia S50S, the circular one as well. So this is it. So put that aside. These aside. Feels really good in the hand. Cool. Just unbox this. Okay, let me get my scissors. These they give you a good case. I don't really like using, I mean, majority of times you have to really. I don't really like using the one that comes with it, but I would use it for temporarily until I get maybe 2 or 3, 4 or 5 more cases and rotate between them. So at least they give you one. I'll probably end up getting a couple more. You know, I like to have cases to rotate when I feel like it. So I keep the free one inside the box for now and use this one. The only downside, I don't know if it's a downside or a good side, depends how you feel, is unlike the Z80 Ultra one, this is my other one I got. You see it covers the sides, you know, and this is nice. It feels like fiberglass. Got a nice similar texture to that, but it doesn't cover this side. I know they just wanted to make it as slim as possible, but don't know, it just feels like exposed a bit, you know. Half you're like walking with your shorts on in the winter, feel exposed a bit. But it does make it slim, doesn't add much bulk. But this is a temporary do. I do like it. Doesn't, you know, I do like that, the nice pattern. So it doesn't really take away too much of the design, but at the same time, I do like this new back, the nice curvature, the kind of two-tone color. It's really nice. So, and it's, you know, one of the good things about this case, though, unlike some of the free ones you get, where it's so tiny, you actually break your nails, try and peel off. This one's actually pretty easy to peel off. So if I show a friend that goes, hey, check out the back of this. So it's a lot easier to show. So that's about it for the unboxing and comparing to like the 6 and 7. And this is the 8. Please like and subscribe. Check this channel. I've got plenty more stuff. I still got to post a lot of my vlogs. I think I'm doing some comparison photos with my Oppo and my other Xiaomi stuff. And now this one, I need to do a more of impressions. So I'll probably use it for the next few days. And then I'll post up my impression with photos. The usual stuff. You follow me, you know, the montage, all that stuff, night shots, day shots, and maybe comparison compared to these three as well. Probably the same. I just, you know, probably the same OS and so on. But that's it. The Nubia Z80 Ultra. That's it. Let me know if you was gonna buy it. What color would you get? I mean, like I said, I actually wanted to white, but I don't know. We were spending money recently. I didn't want to spend an extra £200, and you can't go wrong with black. Black always suits everything. Let me know what color would you get, or maybe the Van Gogh one. Yeah, please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more of a hands-on later on this week, hopefully. And until next time, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're in the world. Please stay safe. Goodbye now.